It's just a fanfiction, a story written by me, a writer. This has nothing to do with mentioned ideal BTS members, real life event, behavioral characteristics. Pics, sound, videos which are used in this video are not mine. Credit goes to rightful owners. But the editing and the storyline is mine. Do not copy it. Standing in the closet, the woman named Wayan was looking through the covered luxurious bag heels. She chuckled seeing them still in covers so that they won't become dirty. Just almost 6 months ago, I still believed these luxury items are key to my happiness and peace. She chuckled more, thinking how she used to pre-plan on how she would go to thrifting luxury items with her minimal salary in future. Now I don't think I can be at peace if I have to leave him or let my... What are you thinking? Her thinking got disturbed by the voice which belonged to the man named Jungkook, the young CEO. Nothing. She leaped right, smiling at him, who was looking breathtaking in his freshly showered wet hair, white tee and sweatpants. Shaking his head lightly, he went towards her and wrapped his arms around her waist. He took her lips in his, then proceeded to go to the bedroom. The man in his mid-20s and the woman in her early 20s were tangled up under the bed sheets in their pursuit. Her head was on his chest and his hand was wrapped around her bare waist. Both were hugging each other. She was lazily drawing patterns on his chest. Jungkook, he sleepily hummed. Have you been in a relationship before? No. Still closing his eyes, he replied. Why? Let me sleep now. We will talk tomorrow. It's just this one question, Jungkook. Answer it. Let me sleep, Wayan. Please, Jungkook. Pretty, please. Okay, what was your question? Why haven't you been in a relationship before? Because it's too much headache and burden. Burden? She asked him confused. Yeah, burden. Burden of acting as strong couple even though there's barely any couple left in it, let alone strong. How come you say this about relationships? You have never had one. I know a couple who portray themselves as power couple in front of the world, but in reality the wife continuously cheats. Poor husband, why doesn't he divorce her? Because he is a pathetic excuse of a man who claims he is in love with her and forgives her every time she caught, only to repeat the same cycle again. Why are you sounding so disgusted while saying the word love? It's not like every couple in the world is like that. Because love is disgustingly pathetic emotion. I would rather invest my time and other emotions in my business or charity because I don't want to gamble my self-respect in hope of becoming 1% of couples who are genuinely happy with each other and loyal. Won't you ever marry, Jungkook? If I wanted to get married, then I wouldn't have you here, Wayan. Now sleep, it's late. He closed his eyes and soon drifted into sleep. She hugged him tighter as she felt sad after hearing his views on relationship and marriage. Almost 2 weeks later. Wayan was settling the breakfast table with sandwiches and juice. After being done with it, she thought to sit on the chair, but a small gasp left her mouth when two strong arms were suddenly wrapped around her waist. She smiled a little, knowing very well the arms belonged to Jungkook. "Good morning." He snuggled into her neck while back hugging her. "Morning." She freed herself from him and gestured him to sit on the chair to have breakfast while smiling. He did what was told to him. "You again made sandwiches for breakfast? You know, right, I don't like to eat them," he said while making a sucking face and pouting. "I only know how to make sandwiches and fried rice. Now, would you prefer fried rice as breakfast?" She asked him, knowing very well he didn't like to have rice as first meal of the day. "You should have just waited for me to wake up then. I would have made something, or even better, we could have gone for a breakfast cafe." She didn't say anything in response, to which he felt odd, as she always savagely replied when he brought the topic of eating outside during early mornings. He shrugged his shoulders and started to eat his sandwich, but he felt she was oddly silent today and was in deep thoughts while barely drinking the juice. "Babe," she looked at him and gave him the look which said, "What?" "I saw you have kept the suitcases on our bedroom floor. I'm sorry to say this, but we can't go to vacation in next few months. I have very tight schedule. I will try to..." "It's not our vacation, Jungkook." Taking a deep breath, she continued. "Actually, I wanted to talk to you about something. Have you finished eating?" Wiping his mouth with the tissue, he said, "I'm all yours." "I have finished my 6-month internship last month and got accepted as a lab assistant." "Oh, that's good." He smiled, genuinely feeling happy that she got a job. "Is your job place far away from our place? Do we have to move away? That's why you kept the suitcase?" "It's just me, Jungkook, just me." He frowned, hearing her. "What do you mean by just you? Do you expect me to waste time by traveling when I can buy apartment there?" You won't be coming there. It's just me who is moving out. I don't want to continue this anymore." She moved her hand in the space between them, gesturing about their relationship, if that's even what it could be called. His eyes darkened, hearing her words. His voice became dead serious. "What did you say? Repeat again." I don't want to be with you anymore. I want to go." He felt like someone poured cold water on him on a winter morning after hearing those words from her, but his dark expression didn't falter. "So bad. You are not the one who decides anything, Ryan. It's me who is in charge, so you can't go. Not until I tell you so." Her heart broke hearing his cold voice. He wasn't even this rude when they met the first time, or what, she just didn't care in what tone he was talking to her back then. But now, "You alone are not in charge, Jungkook. You don't own me." He stood up and kept his hand on the table, leaning on it. He darkly chuckled and said in a voice which sent shivers to her spine, "I do owe you, Ryan. I do. In case you forgot, I have paid for you. Your debts, your degree, I owe you." Her eyes became glossy hearing him. It's not like in this 1.5 years, no one have ever said these things to her. But hearing him saying the same thing now had her whole inside shuddered. She looked away from him, too afraid to stare long into his dark eyes, and had a breakdown in front of him. She then said in a low voice, "I will pay you back everything." In this word, he sarcastically chuckled. With your 18k per year salary in hand, you were going to pay me everything. Funny how you think you can even afford the handle of the bags after deducting your daily expenses. Forget about the vacations, restaurant bills. Stop, Ryan, don't force me to say even more cruel words to you. Stop your rants on leaving me and moving out. Don't push me to say words I can never take back. It took all her strength to stop her tears from flowing. You don't have to think about how I will pay you my debts, college fees, vacation or restaurant bills. Anyways, I am not taking any luxury bags, dresses or heels you have bought me. I am sure you can sell most of them in a higher price and gain profit. Panic he had never known before gripped him as her words sunk in. I am not taking the luxury items, you can sell them, said the person who loved luxury items more than her own life. Hell, she didn't even let him touch those items without wearing gloves. In his panic, he marched towards her and stood dangerously close to her. He held her chin, forcing her to face him, and he then blabbered whatever came to his mouth. You got another man, right? A bigger fish than me? When did you meet him? During your internship? Where did he touch you, huh? Here? Was he better than me? His words were cut off by her voice. She lifted her hand to slap him, but instead she grabbed the glass near her and threw it on the ground, breaking it into pieces, to show her anger. Because no partner, man or a woman, doesn't deserve physical abuse, not even during heated arguments like this. Stop, you are now crossing your limits. Her eyes were red as angry tears were flowing from them. You very well know I am not a person to see rich men as fishes. And let me remind you, you are the one who proposed for this whole mistress idea. If I wasn't in big debt and need to vacate my rented apartment, I wouldn't have agreed to your offer. Away a little. Obviously, he knew that. When he asked her to be his mistress, she was in her 4th semester, working at a cafe to get through college and rent expenses. Even after being an orphan, she told him she was not a type to sleep with rich people for easy money. Later, when the cafe got closed and she needed to pay for her exams, rent and other debt, having no other option, she came to him. If not for other man, then why are you ranting to move out, damn it? Because I don't want to continue this. I don't want to continue being your mistress. It's not about any other man, never. What, damn it? Both looked deep into each other's eyes while breathing heavily. Cause I love you and can no longer bear you or anyone thinking of me as your mistress. But instead of telling him those words and getting her laugh for him insulted by him, she just said, I have started to feel suffocated in this house lifestyle. Her answer angered him more. You know what? Be more suffocated and miserable because you are not going anywhere. He then went through the main door and closed it with a loud thud. She then heard him locking the door. This was not how she expected this conversation to end. She placed her head on the table as more tears started to flow from her eyes. Soon she started to weep like a child.